Hey everybody, this is the voice of Agrode and the face of Agrode if you're watching on the stream. And this is the Splinterlands Town Hall. Today it is Black Friday, November 26th in the year 2021. And Splinterlands is just going to the moon. I don't know if you know that or not, but we might even skip the moon and go straight to Mars. This thing is going crazy. So who's on? I can't actually see the stream, so who all's faces are here with me? Who's here live? So we're joined by my partner and buddy here, Richard. Richard's a VP of Engineering over here at Splinterlands. Richard, do you want to say hi?
Hey guys, great to be here today. Excited to talk about some cool Splinterlands stuff and kind of watch the crowd as we go past Moon and head to Mars.
We're not gonna be joined. Well, we're not going to be joined by Matt today, unfortunately. So apparently, that man thinks that he gets to have a life on Black Friday, which is beyond absurd. I don't know. Like somebody unchained him from the desk, and I'm very upset. But he's out there, he's out in the world, and he won't be joining us today. So now I believe Mr. Nate here is also on the feed with us. He is our creative director. Like anything that your eyeballs can see has gone through Nate. So, and that's not just for the game. I don't know if you know this, but all mixed reality that you are able to see right now is responsibility of Nate. But Nate, why don't you say hi for the people that don't necessarily know your voice? I can't hear Nate. Did that really just happen? Nate, are you live? Can you speak? Say words, Nate. Nate, can you say hi? Like speak out loud?
I think today Nate's going to do all of his things through hand motions.
He's going to have to pantomime the damn thing. Oh, that's why, because he's in a Discord and he's on server mute. All right, nice call. Let's go find Nate. All right, Nate, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Hey, there we go. We just need to not mute him. I guess I'll go unmute Waffles Kitty too, in case there's similar dangers that live down there. So, yeah. Nate, do you want to go give yourself a quick introduction and tell us who you are and what you do around here?
Yes. Now that I have been given permission to speak, I am the creative director, and as Agrode said, I do oversee the majority of what you see on the front end. That includes, artwork and UI and UX and animation and figuring out how this is going to work or that's going to work and making sure that it feels like a seamless, intuitive experience for our players. Now, having said that, the keyword is oversee. I definitely, I get a lot of props and a lot of credit from a lot of people, but I just want people to understand that there's a lot of hardworking team members on the creative side that make this a reality. It's definitely a team effort. From the narrative team to the animation team to the art team to just everyone in between, environmental artists, all those good people are just going 24/7, pedal to the metal, metal to the pedal, everything in between to try to give you guys an experience that is just getting better and better. So that is what I do. And then Agra, did you just want that intro, or did you want me to just start sharing stuff, or what would you like to see?
No, I wanted the intro to start. I think what we really ought to do now that there's a couple of introductions, and I actually don't know, is Waffles on the stream right now or no? No, she's not on the stream. Okay, then we'll bring her on later to go introduce herself. Then I should probably find out where the stream lives so I can see what's actually being presented. But here's the thing: we had our Chaos Legion pre-sale, and the Chaos Legion pre-sale hit the actual goal of having 1 million packs go out, and that's just a phenomenal accomplishment and one that wouldn't be possible without such a hardcore, awesome, and wonderful community. This game is growing so much, and to put it in perspective, when we did beta, beta was this like giant edition with 900,000 packs, and it took more than a year to sell all of beta. And we did that in a month on the first part of the Chaos Legion presale. So just the number of people that are participating and interacting and doing this whole thing with us, it's just freaking phenomenal. So and more coming. You know, we have guilds that are already purchasing and contacting me about some of the guild presale things, and you know, it's these are exciting times. We just have so many people that are like trying to get into the ecosystem, and you know, it's a huge success. It looks beautiful thanks to Nate. It's getting developed thanks to Richard. You know, Matt's helping to design the economy. There's all kinds of things that are going into this that are making it just a wild success. You know, Chatter's killing it with making new partnerships, and we're bringing on some more people to go help expedite things and make it faster and better. And you know, all those pieces are really coming together. So you know, I think it's good to go get in some eye candy early and give you as much time as you want to share for that. But it's important to me to start off the tone of this thing with a giant thank you to the community. Thank you for buying these packs. Thanks for giving us all the opportunity to work here, to build here, to bring games, to bring eye candy, to make new developments, to work on boss fights, to put together the land. It's a freaking dream come true. And I just wanted to start with that. So thanks, guys. And Nate, it's nice to see you in your hat. And if you could kindly walk us through some eye candy and tell us what's going on, why don't we do that?
Yeah, it looks like Kazrakov. Did I spell that right? Kazrak has led the Put the Hat on Nate campaign. So I felt I had to comply based upon their staked SPS weight. So that's the control you guys have with the governance token. You can put a hat on my head. All right, so let's see what we got here. Or here, let's go into cool mode. My battle mage mode. Can you read that? Or is that in reverse on the video? Battle mage?
No, I can read it. I can read it. It says battle mage.
Looks good.
All right, let's see what we got here. So let's see. We already shared death, earth, water, fire. So holy cow. Okay, so we got let's go ahead and toss out some life. We haven't shared life yet. So let's start off with the summoner for life, who is now in the past, life summoners, they looked kind of like, you know, like if you need protection, this person's going to come to your aid and help you out. Unfortunately for you guys, the life summoner this time around is from the Chaos Legion, and she's not quite as friendly. So I present to you General Sloan.
No. Is she a hippo?
Yeah, she's like this alien hippo race. Or not really a hippo, but looks very hippo-ish. Let's see what we got here.
I like the purples, the various shades there. That's bright.
All right. Well, here, let me see. There's light shade of purple, or at least you got purple in the rarity. This is a life epic. Prismologist is what she's known as.
Oh yeah, I saw this card and I fell in love.
I love
it. It's awesome.
Yeah, she uses prism magic to aid the defenders, and she is indeed a defender. In fact, I'll share mostly. Let's see what else I got here. These are mostly defenders trying to defend against the Chaos Legion, which makes sense because the life element tends to lean towards people who are, you know, very King Arthur, Camelot, good natured and trying to help. Not always, but you know. So the Chaos Legion brings in some interesting dynamics. The life. Those who pursue the life element have used their magic to experiment and figure out different ways to combat the Chaos Legion. Because what they found is the Chaos Legion is so powerful that they kind of have to innovate to come up with ways to keep the Legion from completely conquering the land on day one. So one of the things they did is they brought together this sect or order that has been flying under the radar for most years, and now they're releasing this experimental magic that they've been playing with, and hopefully it doesn't blow up in their faces. So I think Aggro shared this a really long time ago, this artwork, but here it is in official form. The Time Mage.
Oh, nice.
Uh,
Nice.
is that time
Um,
ripping? Is that what it's supposed to be behind her in the background? Time kind of being ripped apart.
Yeah, she's kind of like trying to figure out. It looks like a rift, similar to
Yeah.
what the Chaos Legion uses to bring their forces in, and so they're trying to, I guess, try to figure out ways to use time to combat that. So, see what else we got here. Temporal. Um, what else
Now,
could I?
has Matt given you stats for any of these? Do you have stat images?
I don't have. I have a spreadsheet
No, I
with
don't want your
stats.
stinking
I don't
spreadsheet.
think that you want me to share a spreadsheet, but
I don't want your stinking spreadsheet.
I know that there would be some in the community that would love a spreadsheet, but we're not going to share that today.
Yeah, no. That's not. We're not. Neil McSpadden isn't here. Without Neil, nobody could understand this thing.
I do have a fiend for life. So that is one of the 0 mana legendaries that have been secret. It's kind of been a secret project on the side, but I'll share the first fiend with you guys. So here is a soul fiend from basically a dark god took the elemental essence of the Splinterlands and twisted it chaotically, and out came this fiend, which utilizes life magic, but for very evil purposes. So beware of the soul fiend.
Life magic is just a tool. It can be used for good or bad, and it's just a tool. It depends on how you use it. Just keep that in mind.
Definitely. So let's move on to, you know what? I'll give you guys 3 different. We'll go to neutral, and then if you guys are nice to me, maybe I'll share dragon too. So neutral. Here is a guy who is basically kind of like a Darth Vader to Emperor Palpatine type in station. He oversees the majority of the Chaos Legion forces, and this is a Legionnaire Alvar. So if you have that during the pre-sale, if you took advantage of the Legionnaire title, you bought enough packs for that title, then you could put yourself in the same ranking as this guy.
I
I,
mean,
I love him. He looks awesome.
He's so badass.
That was so cool.
Yeah, he looks like the dark version of when I just think like what dude is actually going to walk out there and like fight and kill a dragon? And it's that guy, right? It's this man. Okay, that makes sense to me. Like that, he can do that. I'm happy with that.
All right, let's see what else we got. There is a special breed of mage that comes through the portal with the Chaos Legion. These guys are known as Magi of Chaos. So here's what this guy looks like.
Oh, nice. He's got a little bit of the Loki feel to him.
Oh yeah, definitely. And then finally, you guys have seen sneak peeks at this guy in previous artwork, but here he is on a card. The Mighty Disintegrator.
His face is
Oh,
weird.
I love it.
He looks like he's like a little steampunk too. What's the smokestack?
Is it biomechanical? That's what.
Exactly. They've taken tinkered technology and gone Frankenstein with it, along with arcane magic, and created the. And I believe I have to check with the narrative team, but I believe he is somewhat infused with touches of the magic that Dr. Blight has to kind of poison the area around him. So there's
It really pulls the room together,
Yeah. Okay, so I like you guys, so I'll share some dragon. I won't make you wait another week. Starting with the legendary summoner known as Quix the Devious.
Oh, I like that.
Hey, he's upside down.
Yes.
Is he our first upside down summoner?
I'm trying to think. He might be our first upside down character. Period. I'm trying to think if we have any other characters upside down.
Now, Nate, is he upside down because he's jumping, or is he hanging upside down?
Well, his tail is underneath, so you can see his tail. His tail's not what's holding him up.
Yeah.
You'll notice that he's levitating the dagger. So if that gives you
okay. Yes.
Part of what he finds appealing about dragon magic, because look at him, the guy is kind of alienish looking from another alternate universe type situation. So this guy has been obsessed with dragon magic, and I'm assuming that also includes the ability to fly, and he's found his own magical way to just kind of defy gravity. So yeah, that is Quix the Devious. Let's see. Let's also to go with even though he is with Chaos Legion, we do have a new dragon to help defend the lands, and that is the Desert Dragon. So here is a Desert Dragon.
Oh, beautiful. Hey, somebody shot him.
Yeah.
Why would they do such a thing?
I don't know. He looks nice. I don't know why anyone would.
It's a lot of arrows in your head.
I feel like he needs some dental work.
I love it though. He looks fierce. Do they breathe fire or any kind of elemental magic, or do they're just melee?
We should have them breathe sand. That only makes sense. That's where the deserts came from. But I'm trying to remember.
It's going to be glass.
I'm trying to remember the stats. Let me see. Let me see if I can get
you're
a clue.
You're sharing some stats or some of the abilities.
Well, I just want to see if it's ranged or magic. Let me see. It is. Which dragon is it? There it is. Desert is. Oh, it's a melee based, which makes sense. You know.
Okay.
It's a melee based dragon, so you can expect scary melee stuff like trample and piercing and that kind of stuff on this guy.
I like it. That makes sense why he has so many arrows sticking out of his head too, as a melee.
Yeah, there's melee, and melee apparently.
Yeah. I'm not as cultured as Nate is. I'm still.
I believe he's saying it like a libertarian, melee.
Melee. Yeah, melee. Okay. Yeah, let's move on. All right. So we got,
keep going.
I'm gonna share a final dragon, and this guy is definitely Chaos Legion and definitely freaking psychotic evil. This guy's named Zyvox Vul. And he is very like demon looking, but you'll notice that he has all these arcane sigils all over him, and that's because the guy is not just a freakish monster that could rip your eyeballs out, but he's also dedicated his life to understanding the arcane and how to utilize dragon magic specifically. So when he comes through the rift and the portal and comes to help conquer the Chaos Legion, this guy is when you see the stats, you'll find that he's capable of fighting from a distance as a ranged, but also up close as a melee. Clearly, look at those big old honking claws. So he has a lot going for him. He's gonna be pretty dang cool. Now
Nate,
to follow up on,
Nate, do you have any animated ones? We haven't seen an animated one in a while. I would love to see a cool animated one.
Let's see what we got here. Sure. I'm trying to find something that I've already shared. Okay, here there's the Disintegrator, which this is the animated.
Oh yeah, there we go. I love it.
I didn't catch that he had different like hoof feet. So like he's got like a stone mechanical foot on the left, and he's also got I guess this is his hand, and then he's got a foot in the back.
Yeah, he's very put together. Very Frankensteinish. Now I didn't share this card. It's a neutral character, but since we're doing animations, this is kind of the animators just gave me this one recently, and I really dig the little magic that they put on the archer's arrow, and this is known as a Zenith Archer. There is going to be more than one Zenith character, and they're in order that we will get into with the lore. And then finally, I think this is cool because we're finally digging a little deeper into animating more than just the idle positions. And I've shared maybe just a taste, a couple of attack animations, and in the future, I'll go ahead and share some of the victory and the defeat animations. But I really, when I saw this one, and I just saw it yesterday, I said, I'll share this tomorrow. I thought it was really cool. It's from the Earth guy I shared, who was a werewolf guy, who had his werewolf under control. So he's like this guy, this mercenary bounty hunter guy who travels out in the jungle with his crossbow. And here he is firing this crossbow.
Oh, nice.
So Nate, how do you plan on using these in combat? Right? Is this just for our amusement? Is it only for posting on Discord or splintertalk.io? How are these going to be incorporated into the game? What's your vision for that?
No, very good question. So a lot of we want to take our embrace what we have going on, and part of that has to do with number one, we've been utilizing 2D artwork, and I know I've had a lot of people say, "Hey, Nate, win 3D. Hey, Nate, win VR. Hey, Nate, win augmented reality, and all this other cool stuff." It's like, okay, we'll get there, but before we do, what can we do now that is going to prove accessible to all our players? And by accessible, I mean, yeah, we have a mobile app, but there's a lot of people who are accessing the game from the browser. And to me, that's a huge part of what makes the game successful is accessibility. You do not have to download new software. You don't have to have specific computer specs. You don't have to jump through all these technological hurdles in order to play the game. All you need is a browser. Boom. And so we don't want to lose that accessibility. And part of that is coming up with innovative new ways to animate while still not increasing the load time, not taking your data through the roof if you're on your mobile phone and going from place to place. We don't want to suck dry all your data from your data plan with your mobile phone. So we've come up with some definitely ingenious way to improve the battle screen, because these are for more than just sharing on our town halls. So part of how we intend to do that is we'll have 4 different animations, and we've shared this in the past, but some of you probably weren't there to hear about it. First one is the idle animation. So when they appear on the battle screen, they'll kind of be ready to go, just kind of breathing, blinking their eyes, ready to prepared for combat. When it's their turn to attack, then it'll be like similar to the animation I just showed. They'll suddenly change from their idle position to boom, I'm going to shoot you in the eye with my crossbow. If someone gets hurt or defeated, then they change and they all look all bloody and messed up and a little bruised and like, and then, right now, currently on the battle screen, it's just a puff of smoke and it's kind of like the card disappears. And this will kind of emphasize the anguish that they go through if they're defeated. And then at the same time they're defeated, the person who defeated them is going to have a victory. Like, they're going to raise their arms up, or they're going to, maybe if they're honorable, they'll do a final salute to, whoever they vanquished or something like that. But either way, idle, attack, defeated, and victory are the 4 that I would like to start experimenting with on the battle screen. Now, for those of you wondering, when is this happening? We don't know yet. This is not a roadmap item. This is not something we said, hey, we're doing this, guys, and this is when we plan to do it. This is more of Nate kind of going on the rails and doing a side project on the side in parallel with everything else we're doing. I want to make sure that we did not delay any of the roadmap priority items, and this is not. This is completely on the side, and when it's ready, it'll be ready. And at that point, as we get closer to that, we'll let you guys know and keep you updated on that. So
hey, Richard, just so you know, this should be a roadmap item. Just saying. These things are freaking gorgeous.
It's on the roadmap.
Okay,
it's on the bigger roadmap that no one's seen.
Okay.
No one's seen how large this roadmap. It can't fit on a web page because it's so large.
Just so you guys know, the audience doesn't really have any idea how ambitious we're being. And we're hiring to do it. And, things like the Chaos Legion sale give us money to go, we're already developing some of these things, but the speed with which we can go is so much different when we have funds. And now it's time to really start getting more and more aggressive. So how many developers are we up to now in the dev team? Like I know that
Somewhere close to we're gonna pass 15 soon. I think we've hired, since I started, at least 6 or 7 are in some form of transition onto the team. So the team is like tripled in the last 6 weeks, something like that, compared to where we were in August. We're triple or quadruple the size right now.
Yeah.
A lot of the things too. You know, you're sort of saying, we got a lot of people on board. It takes time when you bring people on to get up to speed, and that's one of the things that we're going through is this period where we're hiring a lot of people. They're going through what we're doing as an evaluation period where they spend a couple weeks with us, trying some small things on, learning our ropes. They learn us, we learn them, and then they start getting productive. And obviously, the first thing we're all firefighting right now is Chaos Legion. So that's the number one thing. But while we've been doing that, as Nate says, we have a bunch of small things that we're small or large, depending on which ones you want to talk about, working on in parallel. But we're very excited. The development capacity is growing every week, and we're very excited to see. I hope the community starts seeing that really make a difference soon. You'll start seeing just the volume. I think even if you guys look at the release notes that we've been updating out there, you'll notice that we've been consistently releasing more and more, and that's coming from that developer capacity that we didn't have before.
Nate, so what is your next highest priority? Like, what are you really focused on right now? What is your whole, like, what takes up most of your time these days?
I would say that onboarding the new members of the team, but also finding new talent and besides that, and we're not dropping what we're doing. I mean, by any means, don't anyone translate that to me. Wait a minute, I thought you were working on land and you're working on this and no, that's all going. That's all going. We're good. But luckily, unlike the previous 3 years, I'm not doing everything by myself now. So I can take a step back a little bit and trust people who are better than me. I mean, I'm not afraid to admit this, that this is a good thing. I mean, I was doing a lot of the vector art, some of the raster art, trying to do the UX, trying to do the UI, doing the animations, trying to do all this stuff, a lot of it by myself. And my key goal here is to find someone not as good as me, find people who are better than me at each of these things. I mean, really ramp up what we have going on. And as I say this, if let me speak straight to, if you are watching this and you work for a AAA top tier game studio, if you work for Blizzard, if you work for EA, if you work for any Riot Games, whoever it is, strongly, I urge you, take a look at the future of gaming. Take a look at what we are doing, and you contact me. Contact create@splinterlands.com or contact me directly, Nate@splinterlands.com. We will make it worth your while. We will make sure that you have a pivotal, critical place on the team to really ramp up what Splinterlands is going to become. We're already, I'm in the midst of talking with new creatives. We're up to about, I think, 20 on the creative side, and we want to multiply that by 5 or by 10. I mean, we want to maybe even more. We'll see where things go. How many projects Agred has in mind? How many updates and new additions to the ecosystem? But this is a rocket ship for sure. We are blasting off. Now, having said all that, let me finish sharing what I got here, which is a few wallpapers. Here is some of the characters I shared. So put these on your computer screen. Share these on social media.
She's so gorgeous.
Let's see. Oh, here is one of the other time people. This wallpaper includes not just the time mage, but the temporal master, who is really the head honchos when it comes to manipulating time. So
nice.
Peace.
Let's see.
I'm thinking all the runes. I mean, you got so many characters with like tattoos and runes. That sand dragon is looking awesome. He looks a little angry. I think it has to do with the arrows in his head.
No, I'm glad you brought that up, because there are little details that we are starting to integrate. Maybe not with this artwork, but there is some environmental artwork that I needed to do, which I can't share and I can't even talk about because it's it's classified what that artwork is for right now, but it has led to the beginnings of the foundation of a design for a rune system, where each of the runes that you guys might see as flavor actually has meaning behind it, has history, and there's a logic or a science behind the magic in the Splinterlands world. So that's how detailed the narrative team is going to be getting while as they collaborate with the artists. So it's going to be cool stuff coming up.
If you're gonna do a rune system, I have one requirement for it, and that is we have to be able to put them on things called bones. And those bones are probably actual like dragon bones or something. That's where I think ultimately like your Witcher wizard should have the bones. Some of this comes from the movie Willow of like the old crazy gent that was like running the town. He's like, "Let me show you the bones." And ever since then, Mad Mortigan, yeah, people get this. But I have screamed in my life many, many times, "The bones never lie." So if I have any input here, which I really don't, but for this one thing, I'm humbly requesting that the rune system at some point also exists on the bones.
Nice. All right. Yeah, I remember that movie. That Val Kilmer was in that movie, right?
Yeah, Val Kilmer was in it. It's
A very young Val Kilmer. Yeah.
Willow, use the wand, Willow. Some of you remember this. I don't know.
Yes. Willow. It was awesome back in the day. Like when it came out, it was so cool.
Yeah, there was like magic that she was like transformed into a goat, into a pig, into a whatever. That was like a wild time.
Wow.
But
Biz just said they're working on a Willow sequel. They're going to be launching soon. So excited to see that.
use the wand again, Willow.
Nice.
All right. So what about everybody's asking when land, right? Like, so is creative holding this up? Is development holding this up? Is Chaos Legion holding this up? Like, why doesn't land exist here? What do we need? What do we need to do to get land done?
I would say that most of the creative assets are ready to go, and there's a lot of them. Geez, there's a lot of creative assets. There is some tweaking that I wanted to do, which may not make it into when we release phase one, and that tweaking usually revolves around like me getting picky about how the magic appears on Magic Land, or what I really wanted to do, which we're it's requiring a little bit more work, but I was wanting to animate the backgrounds of the occupied land so that, yeah, the clouds are moving and the trees are kind of going, swaying a little bit. But I wanted to put like maybe little creatures in the background moving around, little goblins. Like, you got to go kill those guys. They're occupying your land. Get off my lawn.
Get off my lawn!
Yeah. So I don't know.
Ogres.
I would say that if there's a holdup or something that needs to be worked on, I mean, besides the development, because the developers are probably waiting, like, Nate, we're waiting. And I got to give them all the assets they need. I would probably say the biggest thing is just making sure that the navigation, the UI makes sense, because quite literally, land is going to change how people interact with the game. Land is going to change how people play the game. And it's not just affecting landowners. I mean, if I have my way, you'll open up the game and you will go fight rank play using the map as a guide. You know, which arena do you want to go fight in for the tournaments? What do you want to do over here? And maybe that's not going to happen right away, but I want to allow for it so that the UI is easily scalable, so that when we do introduce PvE or quests or campaign mode or story mode and everything in between, that all the non-land owners still get to participate in this amazing update to the game. They can still travel in the wilds in between the cities and regions that where the land the player owned plots reside. So we'll see how that goes. I've shared a little bit of the UI in the past as to what we're thinking with the grids and zooming into, you know, a little plot and having it zoom out and see the stuff. And I don't have that handy right now, so I can't reshare it. But maybe next time, or you know, we'll start sharing little tidbits as we get closer and a little bit past the Chaos Legion launch.
I would say too, like from the development perspective, Chaos Legion obviously is front and center, and that's our main line. If you think about it, we're thinking about like lots of train tracks here. What's on the main line? The main line is Chaos Legion, getting that live, making sure we hit all those deadlines on that. Land expansion is the big next main line that development's going to be hitting right after Chaos Legion launches for Splinterlands. So we're shooting for Chaos Legion launch, kind of wrapping up the kind of thing sort of after January. So somewhere in Q1, we should really start buckling down and be working on land. But I can say one thing that I'm pretty excited about that we're working on in parallel is we're working on actively trying to figure out how to get land where you can sell those land claim plots on the website. So we're actively trying to figure that out and get a developer on it so that you guys can buy and sell land claim plots on our website. You can get them on Wax right now, and I think on Hive Engine. I think there's a couple places that sell them. But yes, so that's coming. Also, we're trying to get on the website, being able to buy and sell packs natively on the site that you can't do right now. So those are two big things that I'm right now working on trying to get it out there on the deck. If you don't mind, Aggie, do you mind if I just take a few more minutes and tell a couple other things that we're working on?
Nate, are you good? Can we?
Yeah. I think I've taken up enough of the.
Okay. No. This is. I mean, look, a game is like. So I've shared this thing a couple times. A game is something like 70-80%. When to get it into production, it's 70 to 80% creative, about 20-30% development, and then it goes and like really becomes DevOps for a while after. So while we're talking about new projects and processes, that really is like a large part of that is on Nate. When it gets started into like real production, that really is Richard and his team, and then the ongoing effort is really Richard. So I expect that Nate and your babies and the things that you are creating are going to take up a lot of the time because, we're always here for what's new, and what's new and what's coming down the pike is really, what has Nate and the creative team developed. So yeah, Richard, it sounds like we're good. Why don't you take it from here and tell us some of what development is working on? I mean, why do we have 13 people? Why are we hiring more? Or maybe you said it was 15, I forget, but why are we hiring these people, and where are we going as a team?
So I think the one thing that's really cool that Aggie, me and you have been working on for the last week or so, we've started to create the bookshelf, if you will, at a high level. And what that is we're starting to line up all of these projects we've been talking about over the last couple of years and starting to actually think about them. Where do they go into the pipeline? Where are they? Are they in creative? Are they in ideation? Are we still just kind of getting our pipe out and kind of smoking and thinking about how those would work and fit into the ecosystem? So that was a pretty big thing that we started crunching on this last week, starting to get all that vision for the next 3, 6, 12 months out. What are these projects? How many devs do we need to do it? And just like Nate says, we're hiring fast and furious on the creative side. How can we get more excellent talent to work alongside Nate and really move through this stuff? So that's pretty exciting. Also, in the last 2 weeks, I'll say that, we launched our feedback.splinterlands.com site. And for those of you who've been poking around on our Discord, you'll have seen that link thrown around a bunch. And I know a lot of you guys have been on it because I've been reading your guys' updates and comments and upvoting. And I'm actually have it up right now in front of me, looking at like one of the top requested items is, auto claiming and stacking your SPS. So it's really cool to see the community start to give us feedback on how we can do some things for quality of life and really improve the current game. Actually, maybe 2 or 3 of those items that you guys have upvoted are actually actively in development right now in some shape or fashion. I will say that kind of give a little bit of an update on that aspect is ideally we want to move towards using SPS to vote on these things, to have the community actually take SPS governance, take your SPS that you've staked and use it to vote on new features, new improvements to the game, new quality of life features, and give the back to the players to the reason to have it, a reason to stake it, and a reason how it is useful going forward. So that is actually in development right now. We have, I think Nate's helping me, has some guys working on some screens there that we're putting together. Matt's even been helping me. We're trying to figure out how do we make this work and how do we integrate it. We have a lot of awesome things for SPS governance. And that's what I would say is kind of like your sideline. Like, it's not the main line for development, but we are actively working on it with some of these devs to make this happen. So very excited about that. One thing I can kind of say for those of you who have been around for a while, you know that maintenance screen that you guys get to see a lot? Well, guess what? We're putting some love into that. We found that there's some cases where you guys get dumped on that for no particular reason. And so we're working on trying to get that resolved so you don't get dumped on a maintenance screen when you shouldn't. There's a lot of little things like that have come across my plate that we've been working on. Overall, better. I know you guys that do a lot of movement back and forth from the game to other bridges, through our bridges and off to other chains. We're doing even more improvements there, even more monitoring there so that we can stay ahead of issues. We've actually been doing really good on that for the most part. We still have issues from time to time, but so much better on that front. Going on here, just looking at my list here. One of the big things too with getting the security has been a big deal for us lately. A really big deal. We've been actually actively working that in the background. One of the reasons where, you know, we have a lot of developers, but some of them are dedicated to ensuring we're kind of hardening the outer walls of our environment to make it much more resilient and improving the security overall. So there's been a lot of resources that are going there, which you guys don't directly see. You indirectly see is that you see that through just less issues that you have with your account and vulnerability. So that's something we actively are spending heavily on to improve. Second place that we're seeing a lot of investment in Splinterlands development is actually the scalability of the product. You know, we went from the summer where we were doing 10,000 active daily players. We were running right now over 500,000 active daily players, doing something close to 11 to 12 million battles per day are fought on the website. So there's a lot of work that's actually going in right now to gear up for Chaos Legion launch on the 8th. And then in January, when the general sale goes live, we are doing everything we can to make sure that the site is going to be responsive, that the market will be working. And so a lot of the devs are right now focused on that. But what's cool about that is that for those of you kind of understand how tech works, we're building actually some patterns out of that development, which are going to pay dividends in a lot of other places. And one place that you guys are going to see that, people have asked me about, when are we getting the top battles back and more responsive leaderboard? Well, guess what? That's also being worked on right now as well. So that kind of features you guys will be seeing in the next couple of weeks as well. So very excited about this.
Hold on, I want to add some feedback about that, because every now and then at the end of season, every 2 weeks, we had fun doing a hangout. I mean, I don't know if you saw it or happening, but around these kind of major events like season end and like the end of pre-sale and things, I like to just throw up random, just streams and let everybody hang out. And I don't know that I'll do it every single night. You guys are, I'm sure you'd love that, but I got to get stuff done in my own life. But for these big events, season end and things like that, it's good to stream them. So one of the things that I'm hoping that will make it on there is that whenever, Jacek is constantly at the top of the leaderboard and he's fighting somebody else, it might be Dave McCoy or somebody that's up there. I'd like to know when the different groups that are on the leaderboard are fighting. So ideally they're lighting up and, coming down for the last 2 hours, watching the big moves by the big players, I think is really going to be pretty exciting. And I think people are going to want to watch, the race to the finish and how that goes. So just my ask is to make sure that, maybe not in V1, but as you guys are thinking about that screen in particular, the more information we're getting about and really, I don't need it all the time, but just getting some kind of live feed ticker system or something that I can watch of how are these guys moving up and down right now, don't have to refresh the site every 10 seconds or something, but I'm actually getting a live feed of how the end of season is progressing. I would be very excited to get something like that. So maybe that's already on your mind, but that's my hope.
Certainly is on my mind now.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
it sounds awesome. I want to make that happen. The tech we're putting in place right now, what's exciting is the tech we're putting in place right now is going to allow us to be able to do that at scale. So that's what's so cool is what the devs are actually working on right now, building, which is taking longer because the way development works is if you want to do something for somebody, one person, it's easy. You want to do it for 10 people, it's a little bit harder. you want to do it for 1 million people, it's a lot harder. And that's kind of what we're shooting for, is how do we make this game scale into the millions? And that's what the team is actively working on right now.
Yeah, that's the right attitude. That's awesome. All right. I know we have Waffles.
Oh, I do. Hey, I do have one other thing real quick.
Okay.
Hey, I wanted to get one of our devs to say hi real quick. One of our new devs, Slapshot. Are you on? I think I unserver muted you. Can you unmute yourself? Are you there? See if he's there. Let me make sure I didn't mute him here. Slapshot's one of our developers that recently joined the team in the last couple of weeks and been. Let's see here.
He's unmuted. He should be able to speak.
He has to unmute himself. Let's see if you're.
He's not muted. He's good to go. He's just maybe not.
Hey, Slapshot, say something.
Is he faking?
Oh, maybe his mic's not working. He said maybe his mic's not working right now. We'll come back around. Slapshot, just pay me when you get back around. Aggie, we'll come back around to it when he's ready to go.
Yeah, well, I hope to go. I want to get Chatter on here. I don't know if he's ready to talk. Dave McCoy, I don't know if he wants to come on. He's not a team member, but he and Moriarty were on the top of the Chaos Legion leaderboard. I'd like to be able to speak with them. So if anybody that actually ended up buying and being on the top of the leaderboard, if you guys want to come on, I want to go give you an opportunity to just kind of tell us why you did it, why you were so crazy about buying the packs and getting in there. And Red Panda, you guys can come on too. But let's go. That's a heads up for now. Let's go talk to Waffles and see what she wants to do, and then from there we'll see if any of the big guys want to come on and just talk to us. All right, Waffles, how are you? And
Hi,
who are
can
you?
you guys hear me?
Yeah, why don't you give us a quick job description or a role or who you are or what you do, and then give us an update from your world.
All right, my sound's coming through fine, right, you guys?
Yep, coming in clear.
Okay, awesome. So, hi, if you guys haven't seen me yet, I'm Waffles Kitty, also known as Sarah, professionally. Oh, they're both professional. I guess you could see it that way too. So I came onto the team to be the Dygycon event coordinator. So I run Dygycon. It's a virtual event that happens every 2 months. Lots of great projects come on board and lots of swag gets given out. I really appreciate everything that the whole team comes into bringing this event together. All the people that attended the past Dygycons, you guys know the deal. You know what it's like. Invite your friends. A couple of things that I want you guys to know about this past Dygycon that happened. It's barely been only a week. So we extended the date for the NFT auction. That actually ends tomorrow, 11:59 Eastern. I'll post a link in the chat on the overview, and you can view the live auction bids. Second thing for you guys, the Dygycon swag wallet collection. So I sent out an email with a form for you guys to fill out your wallet information, stuff that the sponsors have been asking for. So be sure to fill that out. I'm closing out the form sharp 11:21, 11:59 Eastern. So, and for those of you who don't know, if you haven't gotten this wallet collection form, it's only emailed to those who have actually attended inside Dygycon and clicked on the form to sign up to opt in for that email. In regards to swag, because I know everybody's asking me when swag, swag will be distributed directly by the sponsors starting next week. Basically, after I close the form, I select the winners, send it over to the sponsors. They have the list and wallet addresses. They'll send out the swag. So those are coming out once they send it out. Some sponsors do tell me when they are going to send out your prizes, so I will post it on Twitter. So if you guys aren't following us, it's at Dygycon, DYGYCON. So make sure you guys follow us on Twitter for that. I'll also post on the Discord too for you guys. All right, number 3, guys. So the feedback form, I sent it out this morning around 8 my time, which is Pacific. So be sure to fill that out. I want to hear what you guys liked, didn't like, want to see at Dygycon. I want to make it bigger and better every single time for you guys. And number 4, we have Dygycon Achievement and Scavenger Hunt prizes. I'll be dishing those out next week as well. So look out for that. There were a couple things that you could do in Dygycon to earn these prizes. You'll kind of see it on our Twitter. I'll post about it right now. Other than that, let me see. Here we go. Sorry, it's a lot. I'll also post this and pin it on the Dygycon channel. And if you guys have any questions, DM me, use that channel.
Can
You guys know where to
you
find
tell
me.
us what's for auction? Why should somebody click on that? What is the auction?
So the auction has a couple of things. So both private sellers and sponsors can list NFTs or NFT item sets in the auction. And some of these things you can only find here at Dygycon. So for example, one of the things that's on here, if you guys have it opened, we have this Celestial pack by Dark Galaxies. It's currently sold out and you can't get it anywhere else except for here. So I think the starting bid is like $80, but you can get so much stuff out of it. We have a couple of things from one of our members here, Claiborne. If you guys want to bid on that, there's one of them is a really cool animated NFT, and I hope you guys like. This is actually the first time we were doing a silent auction. Last time we did a live auction, it was nuts. But I want to either bring that back or maybe test out how the silent auction works right now. I just want kind of like I'm testing the waters here. So I'd love to hear your feedback on that. We also have some NFTs from private sellers. Like one is a really cute drawing. It's called Spring, and a little girl like drew this thinking of what the first day of spring looks like. You guys have to definitely check that out. Starting bid is only $5. And then two things that are kind of popular right now in the auction is the Doctor of Light Special Edition anime NFT from Chaos Legion, you guys know. And we also have Herald of Chaos. So those NFTs, you'll see it on Splinter Talk. I have them already. So once I close out the auction, I'll collect who the winners are, and then I'll dish out those awesome NFTs.
Awesome. And then when's the next Dygycon? When do we all gather back up again for that?
So I was gonna announce it on a blog post I'm working on, but you guys can hear it here first. We're thinking of January next year from the 21st to the 23rd, where the main date will be the 22nd on Saturday.
All right. Awesome. Well, thanks, Waffles. It's good to see you. Good to catch up. Thanks for helping to run. Thank you, Nate, for your firm looks. Chatter, are you around? Do you want to go hop onto chat, or let's see, maybe again, if there were some of the guys that were at the top of the leaderboard that want to go step up and just share why they're so excited and want to come on air for a bit, I would love to welcome you on. Dave McCoy, you would be welcome, and I don't. It's too many people, and I can't quite scroll fast enough and think through it. But there are folks. I guess Dave is saying I don't have a mic that's live, but I will say we, meaning the group that ended up on the leaderboard, bought packs in the pre-sale. BU, Mellow Fellow, and Paul TRX. We love the game. We love the community. We appreciate what the devs have done for the community. We want packs in Chaos Legion because we can't possibly get enough. And 5. We will hopefully design a cool card that is fun to play. Thank you for the great game. Yeah, so that's fantastic. So stoked to have you guys participate and get up on the leaderboard. I think we want this game to be designed and created by our team, by our players, by our community. This is not we're not some like completely centralized company that just doesn't care what you guys have to say or do. Like we have the feedback. We try to deliver off the feedback. We give you guys the rights to go actually like get in the freaking game. We're trying to make this your game as much as we feel like it's our game. And hopefully you guys feel that in the way that we create it, communicate, interact, and try to involve you in the steps and processes along the way.
Actually, to touch on that, Agrod, I'd like to point out that Vise had a question way earlier that I didn't see, but the question was, will the the people who won the top 6 spots for in the pre-sale, will they be able to are they being restricted in any way as far as defender or invader, or how is that selected? And it is completely collaborative. In fact, the 6 winners, as far as I'm concerned, when we get to that stage of the design process, I would love to allow those guys to collaborate in the same space as not only the narrative team, but also the artists, and just get everyone involved and make sure that whatever the resulting artwork is, the resulting lore, the resulting background and story and all that. I mean, who knows how much we can push them. Heck, maybe we'll, you know what? I think we should add a story for each of these and publish it. And we'll go all out, man. So yeah, for those of you who won, that's what kind of, just to piggyback on what Agrid was saying, is you're part of this. You're going to be part of this design process more so than any other previous summoner. So get excited about that and start getting your wheels turning about how you want that. How do you want to immerse this character within the Splinterlands ecosystem? Definitely.
Yeah, Clay is asking when Splinterlands expanded universe novels, and I totally agree. I want to see novels, cartoons. I want to see comic books. I want all of it. I want all these stories, and I want people to fall in love with the characters that we create, and I want those characters to be you. That's the dream. All right, we have Moriarty. Moriarty came in number 6, so I'm going to go unmute him, and we'll see if we can go get him on air, and just see if we can't hear from him. Moriarty, you've been unmuted. Are you able to speak?
All right, you can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. So first off, thanks for doing that. Thanks for being part of our community. Thanks for helping our game to grow, and thanks for being here. And you bought 17,273 Chaos Legion packs. And I think you're an individual. I don't think that you were doing that as a group, but you can correct me. And
I started off as an individual, but then I saw that I had no chance against all the other pools, so I decided to team up with 1 or 2 guys.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, that makes it a little bit easier. So what made you want to do that, and what made you what drove you to make these decisions? Why are you that's a lot of money, and even if it's not a ton of money, it's a lot of opportunity cost. What got you interested? What got you hooked, and why was that important to you?
Well, I think it all started when Biz made his kitty summoner, because I thought that was quite awesome, and I had this idea for a character since I think pre-sale of Land, because I wanted to do a character that is involved in one of the exploring companies. Nate, I DM'd you about this. Maybe you can answer me a few questions afterwards.
Oh, sure. Yeah, and if I didn't, I'm so slammed. If I didn't get back to you, I don't even remember. Then I will.
Yeah,
I'll
no
look for the
worries.
DM right now, and we'll connect.
Sure, great. The idea for this character, and so I just knew I wanted to compete for the top leaderboards, and I pushed and shoved. Aggie, you turned out. And I want to take this opportunity to say thanks to the whole team, because this pre-sale end was super smooth. Hivebridge stayed live right until the very last second, and only because of that I could push Kush off top 6th place. Which, by the way, Kush, if you can hear this, I'm very sorry, man. That was a very bad move. But yeah, it's a game.
Brutal. It's brutal. I mean, that's all part of this.
And I'm happy to fill this place.
Well, we're glad to have you. And I just wanted an opportunity to say thank you personally, and thank you for being a part of this, and thank you for helping to grow our community and participate in our game. And we're excited to go have to have you here, and to have players that are that excited, that engaged, forming communities, forming groups, and this. I don't know. It's just awesome. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, sure.
All right,
Aggie, if I can ask one question, just one.
Oh yeah. I mean,
which airdrop number will the self-designed summoners be? Will it be like airdrop 3 and 4, 5, 6, or will it go more towards the end?
It'll probably go more towards the end. It takes a little bit of time to go get these characters done.
Okay.
So like we have some lore based ones that'll be 2 or 3. We probably have a partnership 1 or 2 that will be in there. So not entirely certain yet. We try to keep this stuff a little bit flexible because sometimes I could say, hey, we're going to go in order, and somebody might not even respond to us, and then it just comes as it comes. It's like who's ready right now, and we need another summoner. And but I would guess a couple will go through. It's probably 2 or 3 at least before we start getting to any of the legendary summoners.
I see. Okay. I just read Cushion Shove. It's brilliant.
Yeah, please cushion shove. I'll say that. Poor guy.
Yeah, really. I felt really bad.
Yeah, it's all right. Well, you played the game and you pipped him. You got above by 273. It's a savage little thing to do, but that's all part of the game. That's how you push and shove. Well played.
Thank you.
All right, I'm going to take Moriarty out of here. Thanks for being here. Thanks for participating, and thanks for being brave enough to come on air. This can be tricky for people, and I appreciate you telling the audience.
Normally I don't do stuff like that, but I felt I take the opportunity just to say thanks.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, well, that brings us. Yep, thank you, sir. That brings us to the. Yes, sir.
Maybe there's a good point. I think Slapshot got his mic worked out. Let's see. Slapshot, you there? Can get you to say hi real quick and say what you're doing.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Hey. So Slapshot, I'm not even sure that you and I have spoken yet. I'm not positive that's true or not, but why don't you give us a quick introduction to who you are, what you do, and what brought you here, and what are you going to work on?
Yeah. So I am a developer, primarily focused on the back end right now, but I'm sure I'm going to touch every part of the code. I used to work with Hardpoint at a previous engagement, and he asked me if I had time here. Yeah, I'm excited to be here. I am actually working on the leaderboard and the battle history. So it's cool that you guys are excited for that.
Yeah, were you able to hear some of my thoughts that I shared with Richard there?
Yeah. Yep. Oh, and I'll keep those in mind. Definitely.
Perfect. Yeah. And then, so what made you want to work here? Like, what were you doing before this? Maybe not. You don't need to mention a specific company, but what kind of field of development were you in before, and what made you want to be here?
Yeah. So generally I work in the enterprise world, line of business applications. I did have a stint in VR gaming a few years ago, and I loved that. And I love video games. So, when I had the opportunity to work on a video game, it was no question.
Yeah, that's been my experience with the team so far. Is that first it was Richard, and then it was everybody after Richard, and we were like, hey, we know that you've had a career for 10 years and you've been happy where you are, but why don't you forget about everything you've ever done in your life and instead make video games that have NFTs, DeFi, and crypto? Why don't you do that instead? And people just jump, right? They're just like, yes, I will do that. I don't care. Who are these people? I don't even know them. Get me the hell out of here and let's go build this game. And I'm glad. It's like kids in a candy store. Richard's eyes lit up. Like I can't. His whole face changed. His demeanor changed. And he's like, I've been doing this job for 10 years, and I feel like I've done a lot here. And I'm like, why don't you make video games? And he's like, damn it all, we're doing it. It's just exciting to see. Developers are oftentimes a fairly conservative, their emotional affect is not something that they wear on their sleeves all their time. But to watch devs just get really excited about working on Splinterlands, it's awesome. That's a joy to me.
Hell yeah, all the way.
Thanks, so Slapshot, anything else that you want to leave us with? If you had a thought or a dream or something that you were really excited about or really wanted to be part of, or what is there some part of this game or some part of a follow-up game or game mode, or what's got your brain kind of as you're getting used to this ecosystem? What are you most excited about?
I got to think about that. I mean, I'm very in love with the tech side of all of this. So, just working on these problems and, considering, the scale of them, that's what I'm most excited about.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, it's a tough challenge because, scaling anything is challenging, but scaling blockchain where you have to
Right.
run all these different servers and do all this different work. I mean, it's a lot, and we're glad to have you here. And thanks for bringing your expertise and your passions here. And I'm so stoked that you're digging it and you're having fun. And thanks for being here.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Sure thing. All right, so another person that's from the top 6 is able to come on. Cyguy, are you there? I've unmuted you. Are you able to speak? It looks like he went to speak and then he got disconnected. That's hilarious. He was here a moment ago, so maybe we'll try again. He noped out. Well, yeah. Anyways, Ron, if he shows up, will you try to get him back? Yeah, well, let's go see if Chatter's around. Chatter, are you here? Chatter. Chatter said he was going to be back in 5 or 10.
He's having, I think they're working through his mic issues right now.
Cyguy wants to be unmuted. Let's go unmute him again. Cyguy, are you there?
You guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you great. Thanks for being here. Cyguy.
Oh, where'd he go?
Yeah, you guys hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Good.
There we go.
So, Cyguy, come tell us.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. You made it the top 3, and you had more than 20,000 packs purchased.
Oh, one sec. Yeah, you guys still have me?
Yep, you're there. So can you tell us, why you got excited? Why are you excited about this game? Why are you participating so heavily in the, working with guilds and working with the, getting up on the leaderboard, not only in Chaos Legion, but also just in general for guilds and the game? What got you hooked? What got you excited? And what made you choose to participate in Splinterlands as much as you have? He's taking a pregnant pause to think it through. Cyguy, you're muted, or you're not doing your push to talk.
Yeah, so it's a funny story. I'm not a gamer, and I'm not really a crypto guy, but one second.
I want to hear the story. He's leaking it out a little bit.
It's very, very dramatic.
There's a huge delay when I'm talking.
Oh, just tell us the story, Cyguy. Why are you here?
Very William Shatner.
Yeah.
We need some dramatic music to start playing in the background.
I learned from Nateaguila my dramatics, but my brother, who's the mighty volcano, and then my stepbrother at the time, Beg One Thought, were both hardcore into Splinterlands 2018-19. And my 7-year-old started watching them, and he was 5 at the time, got hardcore into it. And, his first sight words learning to read were Flesh Golem, Earth Elemental, Swamp Thing.
That's awesome. That's amazing. Matt Clark is so happy to hear Flesh Golem mentioned on there.
The earlier single biggest mistake of my life was not buying into the Untamed pre-sale, which I paid dearly for. And but I think it was guildmates Spooky and Too Curious who happened to mention that we have the best guild in the universe, and it only makes sense that the best guild in the universe have its own summoner.
Nice. So do you guys have partial designs or thoughts of what it's going to be or what it's going to look like? Or backstory? Would you care to take a long, thoughtful moment to think that through?
Yeah, we've been bouncing it around the guild, and while the Immortal God Summoner seems to have a nice flavor for a life, we haven't fully made the final plans yet.
Yeah, certainly a character entitled the Immortal God would be pretty good. I imagine when he gets Last Stand, he will kick a lot of ass. All right, I think we're going to move on a bit because of the delay is absolutely killing me here. But Cyguy, I want to say thank you. Thanks for participating. Thanks for helping
and we haven't. We're still voting, but we were thinking yeah.
Oh yeah, he's probably listening to the live stream and muted Discord, right?
Yeah, that's probably He's about 5 or 10 seconds behind us because of he's not listening to Discord.
But that's all right. We'll figure this stuff out. I guess I should go plan on dragging people on ahead of time and giving them like pointers rather than doing this with everybody. But it's all right. It's really important to me to go talk to people and let them share their story and share what's important to them, because this game is not just this game, and this game is not just our development studio. This is a entire community, and I try to honor that to the best of my ability.
Hey, Aggie, Chatter's ready to go.
Yep, let's do it. Chatter, are you there?
Yep. Can you guys hear me okay?
I can. So Chatter, you and I have been talking to a whole bunch of guilds. I guess I should say, since that announcement launched, there have been 3 purchases already completed. So literally, it's a total of $1.6 million that has been pledged, and 1.35 million has already been sent in. So there's a lot of money that's coming in, and a lot of these partnerships are really exciting and excited. And I think it's going to change the face of Discord and the game and our community. And, we're just making a lot of headway, and I feel like partnerships are coming, and we're getting more secure just in our reputation and in the number of players. And that's what I'm seeing. What are you seeing? What's your take on this? How are people responding to you, this game, and how's it look?
Yeah, I mean, you covered it perfectly there. As far as guilds go, they've just been kind of getting approached and approaching us left, right, and center. I think I shot through another one to you this morning as well. Super exciting news to kind of see those talks coming through. I think it'll be great for the community, and I think I was talking to Nico the Pico the other day too, who was actually the head coach of Fnatic's League of Legends team back in the day, and he's joined with one of the guilds, the Balthazar Guild, who's kind of looking into our game right now. But even just spawning off a whole bunch of ideas there of, oh hey, like we can get these guild brawls going, and there's going to be a whole bunch of like Twitter beef and chirps going on. Like I think that's hilarious, and I think that's going to be super cool for just brand recognition, kind of outside of the game and more kind of mainstream gaming media. But super cool, super exciting to see all that stuff come up. As far as what I'm seeing on the back end, like our sessions and everything have had a huge spike in the past month or so, to the point where we're doing about 8 or so million sessions per week in October, and now we're getting close to like that 10-11 million session per week mark right now. We just hit 750,000 spellbooks purchased. Like all the metrics are in the green right now. We're going up and up. So super exciting to see what's going on that side of things. Kind of as you said, brand recognition is really getting picked up. We're really working hard on kind of breaking out, not so much just in the crypto gaming community, but more so like mainstream gaming as well. Rondon's been doing an amazing job with the stream team there. We're working with a couple of streamers as well, just kind of jumping on AMAs and doing like little YouTube videos with them too. But lots of stuff going. Ads are getting kicked off this week. We actually had a new marketing hire this week as well, Beth, who's going to be helping out with a lot of the kind of marketing and min stuff. Just big strides coming up.
What are you most excited about? Like what do you think is going to drive growth for us in 2022?
Yeah, I think the thing that I'm most excited about is the esports league. So kind of two plays off that. Short term, we're going to be signing a deal with Zen Sports, hopefully to get a kind of year-long tournament going next year. So what that's going to look like, at least in the preliminary talks here, is going to be kind of like a monthly tournament that will act as a potential like leaderboard roster, like kind of competition to get your leaderboard rankings and points in, and then that will all lead up to a huge tournament, or like the final tournament, the grand final at the very end of the year, which will be kind of the top 32 players based on those leaderboard positions. But each one of those tournaments is going to have a pretty good prize pool to it, leading to the very last one, which is going to be a huge prize pool at the very end. And then I think kind of using that as a learning and a big jumping board for us to figure out the whole esports thing. We'll be building one internally too. So hopefully, end of the day, kind of big goals here is to be able to spin up our own esports league, have our own production team, and everything similar to what you would see with like Hearthstone or League of Legends and everything there on Twitch.
That sounds awesome. Okay, yeah, I'm all for it. I'm hoping that Ron and the streaming and the team and the marketing and everything just keeps coming together. We keep getting more and more like guilds, more and more people, and more excitement. Anything in particular that you think is driving like the number of page views? Is that just simply spectators? Are they lookers? Are they players? Like what do you think is driving that? Is it just like one-time FOMO for Chaos Legion, or like what's your instinct on more unique impressions?
Yeah, it's from what I'm seeing at least, it's a mix of things. So we're seeing our average amount of sessions per player increase per month right now. So a lot more actual playtime in the game itself, and each one of those sessions are increasing. So we're seeing players actually get a bit more value out of the game as we go through with time, which is great to see. But also, I think there's a mix of kind of marketing or organic growth and kind of everything that's helping spawn the game. We're seeing a ton of new players get launched into the game as well. So a little bit of both internal players continuously playing more, as well as kind of marketing, organic, dev related updates, really helping spawn a whole bunch of hype around that game. And that's just bringing up a new community as well.
Sweet. All right. Well, thanks, Shatter, for sharing. Anything else you wanted to get in?
I think that's it from my side. Just keep a lookout for more updates as we go through.
Sweet. That sounds good. All right. Liberty Last, do you have the questions from last time, which I don't think was all that big? Sweet. There it is. So there's so this is not full-on questions for everybody. How many pages do we have? There are only 2 pages. That's pretty good. So we'll be able to go fly through these. So given the recent news about Barbados and Decentraland hooking up, can we get something going on there? The Caribbean nation of Barbados is working with multiple metaverse companies to establish digital sovereign land. The Barbarian Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade signed an agreement with Decentraland, one of the largest and most popular crypto-powered digital worlds, to establish a digital embassy. I hadn't seen that story. That's cool as hell. We should do whatever we can to go, be a sovereign digital nation and work with Barbados to do it. I'm all for it. If anybody wants to send me things on that or become what's the an ambassador? I need a formal ambassador position. Who wants to be our ambassador Barbados? But yeah, we should look into that. Fat Jimmy says me. At the end of the pre-sale stream, you stated there were about 90,000 vouchers that were never utilized. What's the team's thought about inactive accounts, dead wallets, as the game grows and the years add up? For instance, in the worst case scenario, a whale account holder passes away, leaves a sizable account earning assets like vouchers that will never be used, or maybe just hundreds or thousands of small accounts earning fractions. Will the team ever take steps to liquidate these accounts, or will they sit in the void forever like most crypto? I'm going to go with they're going to sit in the void. It's none of my damn business to go take or even try to take assets out of your wallet. It's your wallet, not mine. So I'm not going to go, when we do things and we like ban you from using our website, we're putting up our corporate cash to go make the whole credit system like friendly and convenient for you. There's no reason that we have to do it. It's not like a core aspect of the game. It's just a convenience feature. So because it's our money and it's ancillary to the game, we don't feel any obligation to go ensure that it always exists. We have a term of service and you can follow the term of service. And if you don't, then we'll stop, allowing you to utilize a convenience feature. And the same thing is actually pretty true of the front end website. I mean, the entire website is a convenience feature. You don't need the website. You can post everything with freaking code to the blockchain. That's all that this game is. So I'm happy to go remove access to convenience features, but I would hang myself before I want to go out there and start banning taking away accounts or doing what Axie did, where they freaking banned 10,000 Axies or something, and said that they're never going to be used in play or something. People spent that money. You can't. That is the opposite of decentralization to me. It's the opposite of everything we're trying to build. And no, we're not taking away your goods. That's the whole point of this, is that you have economic ownership of your assets. They're not the communist version of our assets. They're yours. And no, we're not taking them from you. All right. When will Splinterlands be a taggable game in Facebook for streaming? I don't know. Chatter, please help us do that. All right. Requests and suggestions. Hi. When would it be time to update the page balance history? Currently, it's a bit difficult to keep track of the entries, exits that each player has daily or during a session. In my opinion, it would be appropriate to update that section, inserting more statistics, and not just the list of operations that a player does, but also the rewards that each player gets from the chest, for example. Richard, you want to answer that one?
Sounds lovely. Let's do it.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, we're trying to get a whole bunch more data and a giant database together. Some of this is so that people can do tax work, but others of this is just so that you can actually figure out where did I start? What have I earned? What's happening here? Show me financial performance of the assets that I own. And, we got to run the balance between, we're not really here. We're not like Fidelity, we are a game, but we want to, I don't know. We just got to be, there are ways that we should be careful that we present ourselves, but we also want to make sure that you guys have information. So that's
sorry, I didn't mean it to be that simple, but you're absolutely right. We have it on the backlog. We're actively working on ways for players to get more data out of the system about their account, their transactions. It is one of the top things we're working on towards the end of the year, especially with tax season coming up. So definitely going to see more of that in the next couple of weeks from us.
And some of that might, we might be the ones that provide a third-party service, and then somebody else is actually going to have to make a front-end website for it, because maybe not all of that should live right in the game. But we want to
But I think that's a really good point, Aggie. What we want to do is provide players with access to what they need, but us actually building every single nuance so you can spit out everything exactly it is. That's where we're probably going to draw the line, like you're saying, and we're really going to leave that up to the third-party developers in the community to build out some of those features to the level of fidelity that need.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for all your hard work to all the team members. What a great way to start. Thanks. I understand that chaos is the utmost important thing you are working on, but someday, can you add some sort of feature to include a history of results in the Guild Brawl tournaments? Keeping track of who plays phrase and the win-loss rate is time-consuming and a bit of a mess with brawls every 4 to 5 days. Someday it would be a great tool to implement when you have time. Thank you on behalf of the #1 guild, Immortal Gods. I like the little bit of shout out there too.
The one thing I would say about that, especially, is that it's a wonderful feature. We talked a lot about it in the last AMA, but one thing that's really going to be important is guilds. Guys, this is where SPS can be really used to effect. Is if you guys have features, you really want them in the game. When we get the SPS governance live, where you can vote, get this feature on the list, get it upvoted, use your SPS, stake it on it, and that's how we know you're serious that you want these features in the game, and we will be working on them. So definitely keep that in mind. We were providing you ways to start communicating clearly to us besides the AMA. And what I would say to the player who put this in and the Immortal Gods players, guys, get that on the feedback.splinterlands.com. Make sure that's your features written up well. Get it in there and start getting everybody to upvote it. Get it up towards the top. We'll see it. We'll start working on it.
Yeah,
I know that my wife specifically has been championing that thing. I hear about it I get from her side of the room where she has a computer, she has this big, oh, I can't believe, can you not make UI, husband? Do you not know how to design this? So yeah, that is the thing that just got brought up, definitely on my radar. Definitely something that we need to address in the game, just so that I don't have to sleep on the couch.
Oh, that's awesome. The layers of like the guild pressure, the like Wagro, the whole thing, the community, the SPS weighted votes. This is amazing. Just freaking amazing. All right, SPS questions. Do you have plans to lower the days to unstake? Nope. People seem to be afraid to stake their SPS because, for instance, there might be a huge news dropping anytime that crashes the market down, and we'd have to wait a month to unstake. WC would be too late by then. Some project I was also investing in was unable to unstake in a matter of seconds. Thanks. Yeah, the whole point is that we don't want other people can speak for themselves. I like longer staking times. If this was up to me, it'd be longer. I like how Steam and Hive have 91 days. Like, you can't just be in this, and you're gonna have to ride out the lows. I actually think that's strong. That's what, it's fine for like DEC to be able to be moved around at any given time. That's not like a governance token. I don't want people to have governance in my system who could like come in, ruin the entire economy, unstake, and leave. Like that just sounds horrible to me. So no, I want longer staking times, and some of that longer staking times too is like anti exchange, right? Imagine an exchange that has millions of tokens that are like, oh, we don't like what you're doing. They stake other people's tokens and use it to go vote in a way that is against what their actual owners would have wanted them to do. And that to me is horrifying. And anybody that has been in the Hive ecosystem since the beginning will know just how horrifying that is. So I'm in the opposite direction. Hell no. I like long staking periods for governance tokens. It's a strong protective measure. And yes, you have to go risk your stake and your money and your value through time and through difficult times. And the people that do that, we want you here to help govern us. And the people that are unwilling to do that, sorry, I'm not interested in your governance.
Can I throw one other thing? We give you 25% back each week. So it's not even a full 30 days. So people are saying that it's 30 days, you have to wait. You get 25% back each week. So there already is a way for you to get it faster than 30 days. We just don't give you 100% in 30 days. So anyway, just want to throw that out for people that haven't ever staked before and asking these questions. Because anyway, sorry, go ahead.
It's not just that. I mean, I really appreciate long stakes because to me, it lets me sleep at night. If I go out of town for a week on vacation, leave the computer away, that never happens. But if I ever did, then I would like to be able to know that my funds, if I get hacked or something bad happens, they can't just, poof, gone. I mean, I have plenty of time to address the security situation so that my funds aren't all gone. So that to me, that helps me sleep at night.
Yeah, I mean, this might end up being an SPS proposal, and you guys, I would fight anything shorter. If there's a strong will in the community, I'll definitely push it longer. But I just don't see this happening. I mean, the Hive community went through this once, and we know the dangers of a short stake and the potential of a short stake. Oh no, hell no, I want nothing to do with that. All right, next up, my question would be for the guy spreading rumors about people getting 20 million SPS every month. Is it true? He says we will lose value, but I trust SPS. There's no single individual that I know of that gets 20 million SPS every month. I think the team gets like 4 million every month. So like there's a team pool, and then I think the DAO gets something like that too. But no, there's no single individual that gets 20 million SPS a month. That's just false. Okay, Splinterlands Town Hall Chaos Legion questions. Given that everyone who purchases within the first 24 hours of the general sale will be guaranteed airdrop, so this affect the number of packs required for each airdrop from 4 to 15. Can you share how this might work? Will it be similar to the rates in Untamed, or will it be much higher packs required per airdrop for those in the guaranteed 24-hour period? That's a good question. I'm not sure that one in particular has been thought through. When Matt's back around, we can sort of ask him what happens then. When do you reveal airdrops cards for second and third million packs? Give us a tease. We have Silas already drawn, correct? Like he's in existence and sort of like on the shelf there.
Whether he's going to end up being one of the airdrops is yet to be determined. So we might reserve him for a future, like a boss fight situation. Not that we want to talk a lot about boss fights, but just know that the discussions are happening. We'll get to those.
Okay. Well, yeah, I don't know what I can tell you. So, like, we typically don't get the airdrops revealed until like at least half the cards have sold out. Not all of them. I mean, for that card tranche, half of them sells out. Somewhere maybe 3/4 sell out, and every now and then 90% sell out. Kind of depends on where it is. Like the last one, we really need to start getting prepped ahead of time because it happens in like a day. So, and you just can't make a new card in a day. So we got to figure that out. Is there any chance that our hundreds of packs we bought will be opened on December 8th, or should I expect it to be more like opening a daily chest in Gold League, having lots of potions and common cards? Will be opened on December 8th. I mean, you should be able to open them on December 8th, right, Richard? We're going to meet that deadline. We think that we're okay.
Yep, we're still targeting it. December 8th. Everything looks good for it right now.
Okay, then when December 8th hit, just like you can open an Untamed pack or beta or something, you can go open these. So I expect that to happen. With the bulk pack sale, will reserving your spot in the first 6 million guarantee you the specified amount of packs and potions? Yes, because you actually, it's not just like telling me, you have to bring the money in. So you'll have paid and then you'll have guaranteed your spot. Will these sales be handled differently directly through the team? Yeah, you have to go through me, in part because the values are so high and we're doing kind of custom transactions. So you'll send your money to me and that directly. Or will we still need to use credits to buy via the website? No, don't use credits. And if Chaos Legion sells out within the first 24 hours, can a bulk purchaser end up being stuck with credits for his packs, or are the packs guaranteed? The packs are guaranteed up to 6 million, and then the other 6 million will not be guaranteed. That'll come on a first come, first serve, or maybe a raffle business. Not exactly sure. We'll see what happens. When is the next Brawler tournament? So I put a pause on Brawlers because the site was bogging down when we had that many people in it. So I guess, Richard, are we back in a spot where we can handle large scale like manual tournaments, or is that still something that we gotta pause on?
I think we're in a much better spot right now than we were a couple weeks ago. As far as scalability right now, I think we're kind of still holding it just close to our, let's get Chaos Legion out before I turn loose on that commitment. But we're within weeks, I think, of being able to turn things back on and go back to live large tournaments. At least that's my current estimate and hope. But I really want to, I'm trying to like under promise, over deliver here, because I really want to see a smooth Chaos Legion launch. That's really the number one priority for the team right now.
Yeah, that's what, 11 days away? How far?
Yeah, it's day. I mean, if anyone's curious, I talked to some developers, and I've been telling people, in a lot of companies, they measure projects in weeks or months or years. In Splinterlands, everything I've been measuring has been days and weeks. Months are so far away, they feel like an eternity for me. So you guys realize 11 days for me, every single day, including the weekends, are on my radar on how we deliver, what we do, what we're trying to execute on. So it's you guys, it's happening. This stuff is happening on a weekly, daily basis. We are fighting through everything to make this stuff smooth. We're fighting through shipping as much and cramming as much out the door as we possibly can. I think you guys are really going to see a difference. Just have a little bit of patience with us as we evolve.
Yeah, awesome. All right, wild versus modern questions. With regards to the modern and wild format battle system, when the season starts, will you have to pick one to battle in, or is there going to be two pools that run simultaneously that you can play in both for the season? I understand it to be both. Richard, is that your understanding?
Sorry, I was just typing. Say that again.
Can I play in both wild and modern in the same season?
Yeah, I think so, especially in the regular ranked format. When we are up, yeah, of course.
All right.
It's just the wild and the modern are trying to basically allow more exclusivity to the pack, so people don't get frustrated by, all the, trying to give more. I mean, Nate can probably speak this way better than I can at this point, but we're trying to make it so just like you would with Magic the Gathering, where if you're like, hey, somebody has a really old deck that these cards are really statted a different way, to kind of give a more competitiveness to the game. And you guys will hear a lot more details as we get closer to that.
All right. Will the current and new cards be in the modern leagues for a while, or will the modern league always be just the last 2 years? So next year, Untamed would fall out and only be playable in wild. My guess is that a lot of new players will focus on modern cards, and it would be sad if only after a year their cards won't be playable in their league anymore. Well, yeah, I mean, that's going to happen, but they're going to be playable in the wild. And, we got to keep moving this, because if we don't, the biggest challenge is that you are asking new players to go fight against, hordes of alpha flesh golems that Matt Clark owns. And it's just not, we can't make the expectation that you come in here and that you own $200,000. It's just not, it's not sustainable that way. So we'll have the new cards, we'll have the new league. And yes, they're gonna shuffle what cards are part of the modern league. And at the end of that, you can go take the cards, and hopefully there'll be ways to stack them into other things, or stake them into other things like the land expansion, and or you sell those cards and let the collectors that really like the old cards, let them handle them. But nobody's forcing you to own a specific card or at a specific time. Maverick questions. What do game developers think about raffling the Mav status to Discord users who have not purchased 1,000 packs with their own money and have never owned 1,000 packs? Nope. That's not how this works. These raffle winners are in pools, and those pools are purchasing large quantities, and a single user is getting Mav status for making the purchase of the pool. No judgment on my part. I need a clear path to follow going forward. Nope. You gotta do just like everybody else has done. This to me is sort of like the debate around, hey, shouldn't you make guild halls less expensive? Like, I would love to make guild halls less expensive. I'd love more guilds. It's so good for our game. But I'm not going to go cheapen the experience that other people have already paid for just for my convenience. We set the rules. The rules stay put. They stay put for years at a time. And then only after some archaeological age in crypto do we actually change the rules, and we give notice to everybody, and that's where it's at. Given that Mav status only costs between 1,000 and 4,000, can we add 2 new channels to our Discord, one for mackerel and shrimp and another for real whales 100K plus? Mav ain't what it used to be. I don't know about that. I'm a little bit torn. I think that's what land chat will be. Yeah,
hey, I can. Maybe this is a good place to insert this, and I don't know. I don't think we want to say too much. Yumi and Chatter have been talking about how to help people feel more valued by their investment in Splinterlands. So without giving away anything that we've actually been talking about, I want to say, guys, that we're actually talking about this concept of how the more you stake means more in the game. And so we'll be talking about that more coming up. So just keep your ears to the ground as we get forward. But we are developing up more thought around that. So I just think it's coming. I think it's important for people to know that we are working on that.
Sweet. And I think that's the end of our questions. So we have 20 minutes, and we can just spam questions. So Liberty, if you care to allow the people to do the thing. General session Q&A is now open, and you guys got 20 minutes to ask whatever you want, and then we're going to call it from there. So Drias has the first questions. We've already talked about the BSC bridge and that you guys make improvements for, but what's the status of missing DEC SBS transfers from MetaMask to in-game, which are already happened? Your tech support guys are really nice and helpful, but there's some people that wait more than 3 weeks for the missing DEC SPS. So what's your plan to resolve this customer support problems faster than now? Richard?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things that we've been doing is we've been woefully behind on developer resources to address support issues. That is very clear. One thing that we've done is been working on both ends of the spectrum to address this issue. One is we've done a lot of work on the support side to try to dimension the problems that are coming in, and we have a much better visibility into where the problems are. The second end is getting actually devs online to work on support issues. And that literally is a resource starvation issue on us shipping product and working on big scale issues while also trying to support people. I can guarantee you, based on the thousands of tickets that we have, if all the devs just worked on all day was support issues, we would not move forward as a company. So what we're trying to do is to work through those actively, but it's a constrained resource. So we are backlogged a little bit. I do ask for your patience with support and with Splinterlands. We know your money is valuable. We know it's hung up in different places. We are actively working to get people on board, to get it unstuck, to get it back into your wallets and in your hands. So please just keep bearing with us. Talk to yours. Make sure you open Zendesk tickets if you have that issue, and talk to your support people. They will do your best to get you elevated and get you what you need. And we're definitely not trying to hold anything out from everybody. It's just surely a resourcing and timing issue right now.
Awesome.
Ghost cards. I just want to say one other thing. Please do not DM support on Discord. Please use the public channels or use our support.splinterlands.com to reach support. And if you are contacted through DM by any support that is not us, we do not DM you. So please do not trust anybody that tries to DM you to say that they are support or moderation. We will not. Those guys are known better to do that. We have too many issues with people impersonating things. Please do not expect DMs. Please do not DM. Thank you.
All right. Ghost cards changed December 8th. That is my understanding. How many Dr. Blight cards will be created? I don't have a final number on that, but we'll get a post out in the not too distant future. Will Wild and Modern seasons be staggered to one season ending every week? Will there be any card testing before the 8th, similar to Gladiator Brawls testing with the Mavs? Yes, it is my understanding that we're doing that. Is that still the plan to get like a Mav play testing session going?
Yes, it is still in the works. We are still planning on it right now. We haven't fully formalized when it will be, but keep your ears out. We'll talk about it.
Lethal says he wants to partner up for NFT gift cards. I'm happy to have a conversation. Go bug me. Will any cards be leaked before December 8th with stats and not just art? Matt's put out a couple, but not too many. When can we have lock for packs and DEC for safety purposes?
It's in queue. Get it upvoted if you want it faster on feedback.splinterlands.com. But it's definitely, we want to be able to have more locking mechanisms and easier locking mechanisms for your assets on our site.
Oh, excuse me. 1,000 packs purchased over the course of all Chaos Legion sales phases will earn Maverick status. Is that correct? Was title reserved for pre-sale only? Yep, the title is pre-sale only, and the 1,000 packs purchased is what is required. How about giving DEC bonus for people who own their cards instead of just renting? No, I think it's fine if people are renting. I don't want to discourage renters. Question: when will Rift Watchers be released? That's sometimes after Chaos Legion is released and the Modern and WoW formats are done. And will it be priced currently at current deck prices? Yes, I think it'll use market values for DEC. Also, will there be some type of slippage percentage for when we are buying? And will there be a pre-sale needing vouchers similar to Chaos? I don't know. I don't think there's slippage percentage. And then will there be pre-sale needing vouchers? Yes, all the cool stuff will require vouchers. Have you thought about staking packs? No, I don't think we're going to stake packs. What computer languages are vital for Splinterlands devs to know? Postgres?
Yeah,
Java?
Postgres and JavaScript. We do a lot of Node.js right now. We'll probably eventually be requiring more enterprise level languages. most of it is we're looking for people, when we do talk to people, really smart guys that have a lot of experience right now is the bracket that we're targeting. So if you've had a lot of experience with development and you know these languages pretty well and you've worked with scale, we're talking to you guys right now.
What are your plans going forward for Splinter Talk NFTs? We've seen the first fan art from Jetpack so far. What comes next, and are there plans to bring some value to them besides their mere collection value? So I said from the beginning, if there's ever any utility to these beyond collection, then you should be thinking that you are blessed and it's awesome, but don't expect that. That is an unlikely thing to happen in any kind of short term. We're finding additional artists and we're continuing to make stories and storylines. My hope is that we get, the comics and videos that we write end up as NFTs that are ownable. Any thoughts on that, Nate? Anything else you want to add for Splinter Talk?
Yeah, definitely. And indirectly related to that is the contest that we have every week for fan art. If we have a new policy where the winners of the fan art can be nominated internally by the team to, we pay out a competitive rate to the artists of that artwork so that we can buy that artwork and present it as an NFT. It's a mutually beneficial arrangement. But in addition to that, I am following the artwork every single week, looking at people who are in line with what we're trying to do with the game and things of that nature. In fact, one of the artists from previously who kept churning out just real quality artwork. She has now been brought onto the team. She is part. I've already assigned her tasks and she's working on it. And she's doing a beautiful job, excellent job. And again, that's a great way if you want to be on the team and you want to show more than just your portfolio, show your passion for Splinterlands. Then I encourage you to join those contests and show us what you can do with our existing characters, and that'll help me to understand, your art form and your style and where you're at. As far as what we want to do with the existing NFTs, the official ones that we have on Splinter Talk, I think we've said it over again in the past, in that, someday we would love to have utility in the game for those things, whether it be skins or whatever, titles, who knows what, but it's just not, it hasn't been a really top priority. We have to get past these major roadmap items before we can kind of divert our attention. Okay, what do we want to do here? But as said before, there's no guarantees. Just buy them with the understanding that right now they're just NFTs. They're collectible artwork where you can own a piece of Splinterlands history. And if you look at it that way, then you won't be disappointed. In the future, if we do add utility, great. More, all that stuff will probably go up in value.
Seamaster's off asking when 2FA. Richard, any thoughts on that?
It's high on the list. That's something people are asking for. It's right now third place in most requested features on our feedback.splinterlands.com site. So guys, if you guys want it, you upvote it. We're watching, but it's also something we want to do too. So it will be, you guys will see it soon. And soon in near term.
Okay. When we release the pack purchase requirements to receive guaranteed airdrops for KSCs and airdrop cards, shortly before we airdrop them. That's always like kind of a later term thing. I have a great use case for NFT crypto gift cards preloaded with DEC or SBS. You can burn them to redeem your if you want. Yeah, that's neat. Well, you should talk. The question quoted above was asked, and I think Agro might have misunderstood it as a suggestion. Should we raffle off MAV status in the future? However, it is already happening. MAV status has already been raffled off through pools by purchasing packs through holding account and then linking the raffle winner's Discord account to that holding account. So clarification about the policy around this would be great. The policy is the same for everybody. Whatever account purchases 1,000 packs is eligible for the Maverick status role. So if you purchase it as a pack or as a group, that's fine, but only one of you gets it. And if you purchase more than 1,000, that doesn't give you, these things aren't titles. It's meant to relate to people so that we have a way that we can communicate with the people that have purchased a substantial amount of packs in game, and that we have a way to message them, they have a way to message us, and that, there's no way that I can keep up with all general anymore, but I do think that I can keep up with Maverick, and I do try to stay on top of it all the time. Do you guys ever adjust stats of cards as necessary to balance post-release? We do. We hate it, and the players hate it more. So generally speaking, these days, what we try to do is have counters to cards made so that the card stays the same. If it's super powerful, whatever, that's fine. But we try to build cards that are really good counters to it. And that way there are strategies other than it just like dominating all the time. This is Marcus from the Card Auctions Com1 account at 5th place on the leaderboard. Can I let people know on voice what we are doing with the design? Sure. Let's see if I can bring Marcus on for half a second. Marcus, just be careful because we're at the end here. So if I had known you were there, I would have invited you earlier. But Marcus, you're online. Are you able to hear us?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Well, thanks for putting that pool together. It seems like it was pretty successful. What are you doing? What are you doing with the design?
Yeah, we're gonna auction it so that we can divide the value out to the people that participated. But if it doesn't auction like at a reserve price, then I had a couple ideas that I wanted to do, and then I was going to kind of donate my goodies from pre-sale to our pool for that. What do you call that? The right to design it. But I just thought I'd share a couple of the names that, in case it does come down to that, it was going to be Cardinal Auctioneers, maybe as a white one, but if it was the death one, it'd be Cadaverous Auctioneers. Nice. Or even if it was the red fire one, then it'd be Carnivorous Auctioneers. But I guess I just wanted to mention that we were going to auction it. I guess that's about all I got. Thanks for having me on. Glad to be a part of the community.
Yeah, how should people contact you about it? So if they want the right to go, and just Splinterlands will honor this. If you tell us, hey, this other person now has the authority to go, design this card, we'll honor that. That's okay. I support that. That's free commerce. How will they get in touch with you? How will that auction? Where will they find information about that auction?
Yeah, thanks for asking about that. I've got a post. I guess I just wanted to make sure it was okay to share it, and so I'll see if I can put it in Discord there. And there's the design thing. And I'm glad you said that it was okay to do that too. I was a little bit concerned about that because I guess I didn't exactly okay that.
No. Byzantine Kitty didn't actually buy that back in the day. He purchased the rights, and so now that's why Byzantine Kitty lives in this world, and there's not like a little otter or something. So,
oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, okay. You're not the first. It's welcome. We talk about peace, prosperity, and freedom. You guys should be free to go purchase rights and sell them, and once that card is in the game, there's nothing I can do about it after that. It's in the game and everybody expects it. But prior to when we go live, there's still lots of room for wiggling and haggling and all that. Marcus, I got to keep going on, but thanks for being on here. Thanks for bringing together like a nice giant pack sale and good work with that. Good luck with that. And feel free to go post around. So if you guys want to go design a card, put a little money aside, and it sounds like you can get design rights still when you don't even have to spend the hundreds of thousands of dollars necessary. Right?
All right. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Marcus. All right. What's my favorite color? It used to be red. Now I think it's going towards burnt orange. When we have rented out cards, can the lock options still be made to work? Can you lock cards and rent them? Isn't that a thing or no?
I haven't tried that. I guess they're asking because they probably can't, so I'd have to look into it. But just like we said with a lot of this other stuff, is locking. Send it over.
Yeah, but guys, put it on feedback.splinterlands.com. Like that's going to be the perpetual answer. Any quality of life feature that you want that is not like, I want you to build this other game mode. No, you just want us to tweak something. all the tweaks are going to get run through feedback.splinterlands.com, and whatever gets the most stake weight, that's what we'll do next.
Yeah, and I just want to say real quick for everybody that's been, we keep saying that, but the one thing is with feedback.splinterlands.com, right now the weight is just random people voting them up. Eventually, staked SPS is the way you're going to be able to submit those proposals and upvote. So staked SPS, it's coming. SPS governance, it's a thing. It's going to happen. The only reason we're using the current site is to start getting your feedback today instead of waiting till we get that out, because we value your feedback.
Perfect. All right, Quantum Vouchers is asking, will we ever get gifting accounts and spellbooks again like we used to? So many times I've heard people hoping they could gift to friends for holidays and birthdays, and it's not the same as just giving them the money to do it themselves. I forget what our problem with gift cards was, but do you want to do gift cards for spellbooks? I can't hear you, but we're going to... you're muted. I guess.
Sorry, I muted myself again. I think the issues we ran into with gift cards is a lot of fraud that goes through gift cards. So right now, that's why they're off the plate right now.
All right. Well, there might be things we can do. I don't know. It's not bad. I like gift cards. We just don't want to, be constantly losing money doing them. All right. Any chance? And so no more questions, guys. And we're probably going to run a couple minutes late just getting through them. Any chance of changing the rent system to model where rental days are honored and not canceled? Do you intend to overhaul the power requirements of the league? Currently, I don't know that there's any kind of rent system changes. If you guys want rent system changes, then that sounds like feedback.splinterlands.com. There's definitely some quality of life just in terms of being able to change prices. But, you guys basically want it so that, you want rent controls. And there's probably some capitalists that are not in favor of that. So, the renter should have the right to change the price, and the rentee should have the right to not pay a higher price. That should be honored. I think there's some question around, can we do longer terms than just 24 hours, especially at the end of season? And maybe that's something that we'll do, but, that's not just going to be randomly done. You guys got to vote that up on feedback.splinterlands.com. How did I sleep the other night? I just passed out. I was past midnight. Even with caffeine, it didn't matter. I just clunked. When people have to use SPS to level up buildings and land, will the upgrades transfer when and if you sell the plot? 100% yes. And if the answer is anything other than that currently, then I'm going to fight it tooth and nail. No, you don't have to go upgrade all these buildings, spend all this time, put in all these resources, and then suddenly you lose the asset. Again, the whole point is that you guys own this stuff and you can transfer it. What exceptions might be to something like, special areas that are PvP where things can actually break and things can actually get busted, and that's known ahead of time. But if we're just talking generally speaking, then no, what you own is yours, and when you sell it, will be transferred. Question: are there plans for any land upgrades to be SPS only? Definitely not, because there's all these resources in the game that you're gonna have to harvest all these resources and put them into your buildings. So no, none. How about next voucher airdrop? That starts on December 8th, and then it will run for a month at double speed, and then later on it'll run at 20,000 per day. So, vouchers are coming. We already have credits, DEC, SPS, and now vouchers. Are we seeing too many tradable currencies associated with the game? I would say no, but, other people might say yes. When we get into mini games, I think it's possible that we're going to get more. We're going to get a reputation system. You're going to have to go farm bosses and farm people to go build a reputation. And your reputation won't be fungible, but that'll be another thing that you have to track. And for some of these mini games, they might even get their own separate currency token just for the people that are participating in that. I'm not going to say yes, that will happen, or no, it won't. But my guess is that there's going to be more tokens, not less, but there's not immediate plans to add more right this second. Is there any plans to provide an export function on all transactions for tax recording purposes? We mentioned this a little bit, but yes, we're working on doing a database so that all that information is available somewhere. Question: to my understanding, 20 million SPS will be distributed to private sale buyers today, correct? Is there a time window where that will happen, or just before the day is over? It is the 26th. That is a manual process, and that happens at times. It should be within the next 24 to 48 hours. Any predictions if we will get SPS player staking or SPS guild rewards in the next 3 months? These feel too big for quality of life features. I think Matt's working on some of those personally, but I don't know the current status.
No, that's true. No, the SPS governance is actively being worked on us. I would love to say 3 months feels like a reasonable time frame to start seeing some new drops in SPS governance. So I think it's a pretty safe bet right now.
Sweet. Okay. Lindsay Lohan was a go-to answer for me back in school. I don't know what that is, but that's hilarious. When will you add the ability to play and enter the tournament in the mobile version? Do we want to leak anything mobile right now? That seems like a big thing.
Well, I talked about it previously. I mean, we want to do more with mobile and make that experience more native. And it's on the roadmap. Is it the top of the list? No, but it's there. We want to do it. We want to kick off some more initiatives to get more into mobile. So yes, tournaments in mobile is a thing at some point. Definitely.
Did you see this message from Luis Felipe? I'm a developer with 10 plus years. Yeah, yep. Let's talk to him.
Yep.
You know, I just so you guys know, I'm always more interested in talking to people out of and like hiring people out of our community than anywhere else. If we can find the skill set and the people we want to work with and the attitude and the sort of like general sense of spreading peace, prosperity, and freedom, I would so much rather hire out of this community than anywhere else in the world. Let's see. Question: a level filter for the market is surely already high in the ranks of quality of life UI changes. So yeah, go put that in feedback if it's not there anyways. Will you improve the store to make it easier and faster to buy and rent cards?
Yes, definitely.
Right. Good answer. All right. Will you pool money together for a massive buy when packs won't require vouchers? Oh, that's to Marcus, not to us. Just kind of scrolling through. Somebody already put in a bid. $10,000. He's paying $10,000 for the right to go do that card. That's incredible. Look at that, man. Do we have numbers on the average staked SPS player? We used to do it as Hardpoint said. There was fraud issues. I know that there's fraud issues. How many players are we at? 179 million. An average person. Do you know how many people stake SPS Hardpoint?
I can get it. We can figure it out. We'll post it. Okay. Me and Chatter. One thing, actually, this is an interesting question. Me and you were talking about this last week. We wanted to get some cool stats up on the site. So that's something we're talking about internally. You know, we were just talking about that. But as far as the community getting to know more about what's going on, I know right now Peak Monsters does have a good dashboard to see what's going on. But we're going to have something on our site eventually that'll be showing off some cool stats like that.
But what I really want is I want to see like a rewards page, a page that just shows us how much money the community has the ability to earn. That would be huge to me. But I don't think that's like its own development thing. I'm hoping that something like a rewards page lands on feedback.splinterlands.com and players push it up. And then when I get to vote with my SPS, I will push it up the hard way. So,
I like it.
What else I got? Let's see. Well, I think we're running out of questions here. Liberty Last said no more. What moves you to keep with your philosophy? That's like a giant question, but just generally, when I looked at the world, I got really angry and I said there's too much war, too much poverty, and the surveillance state is disgusting. And I said the antidote to all of that is peace, prosperity, and freedom. And it's important enough that I'm going to devote my life to it. So that's why I'm here. You know, I'm fortunate enough to be financially well off. I don't have to keep working. I don't have to keep doing this. I do it by choice because I think it's the single best tool that I know of in the world to change the world for the better. And that is my number one objective. All right. I think that's all we're doing today. It's up to $12,345. That's amazing. Can we get a new title called designer for the top 6 of the leaderboard designers? That would make Marcus's auction sell better for the amount. Well, we didn't do that, but I don't know. I'll consider that in the future. 87,000 people started staking SPS according to Kyoka's charts. That's amazing. There's another 40,000 that are on Binance Smart Chain. So we have about 127,000 accounts that are doing it. And I think we're out of the here. Let's say the mobile version has some very cool features. Will those features come to the desktop version as well? Yeah, we're gonna work on all kinds. All of those things that you're mentioning are just like little quality of life features. They're not huge new things. So put it on feedback.splinterlands.com. That's your portal to make us do stuff, and convince your friends and convince stakeholders, and we'll follow the will. That's not 100% of our budget because the stakeholders don't actually own the company. But we understand that we have a really important role within this community, and we want to go follow that. So, anyways, a lot of love to this community. I hope that you guys have fantastic holidays, many blessings, many well wishes. I'm grateful to the like nearly 50 odd people, maybe it's even 70 by now, that work here. I'm thankful for the community helping us make such a fantastic project. This wouldn't be possible without you. I'm just in awe of all the things that we as a group can accomplish, and I'm thankful that you guys choose to do that with us here. Thanks for working to create a community that's worth being in, and I think that's an important part of this. And I feel blessed, and I feel blessed every day, and I try to pay it forward every day. And so for all of you doing that with me, thanks. Hardpoint, Nate, anything you guys would like to say to sign off here?
No, I just want to say thank you again to the community. This is a blast to be here. You said that I get geeked out. I still get geeked out even after 3 months of being here. It's exciting. I'm more excited about what we can do in the next couple of weeks, in the next couple of months, what you guys are going to see from us, especially seeing all that new fancy eye candy from Nate. I'm super excited about seeing that, opening some packs on December 8th. You guys are saying, we want us to hit December 8th. We want to hit December 8th. Because we want to open packs too, because we love the game too. So very excited here, very excited to be here, and excited to show you guys some serious dev love over the next couple of weeks and months.
Nate, anything you want to leave us with before we head out?
Yeah, rock on. Be excellent to each other.
I love it. All right, guys, that's what I got for you. We'll
Thanks, guys.
Are we back next week? Yeah, we'll be back in the evening of next week. I think it's at 8 p.m. Eastern. Thanks everybody for being here. Thanks for being part of our community, and we'll see you next week. See you guys. Bye.
See you guys.
Thank you. Much love.